Okay guys, so one last thing to finish out my video. If you're not feeling the spatial essay, which some of us might not be, like it's kind of weird to write about your room and stuff, I get it. And some of you are sick of your room and don't know where you want to go and want to be other places and it might be hard to write about. So I'm gonna add in an additional option. Actually, throughout the lesson I was thinking, and I think I'm gonna add in 2 additional options. So option number 1, or option number 2 I guess, would be your chronological essay. Like I talked at the beginning of this lesson that I was going to go over it. So when we're working with chronological text structure, again the structure, when I say text structure, I'm meaning like how the text is organized. So when I talk about chronological text structure, chronological means order in time. So when you do that, what your graphic organizer is going to be, I would just take out a piece of scratch paper and do it this way. So chronological order in time, obviously we're going to use a timeline. Okay, so this is my kind of sketched out timeline. Remember, I was painting, so you have to bear with me on that. So I sketched out a timeline. Okay, so this is supposed to say M16, which means March 16th. So actually, I would have probably started my timeline like March 12th, okay? Because we're going to school here in North Platte, like just like normal people. We had like Friday off for a spring break type thing. And then all of a sudden, everything's canceled. And we're like, what? And then we don't come back to school. So it's crazy. So like that would have been March 12th or 13th, I believe. So anyway, so when you're doing chronological, you would just do order in time. So since for the spatial essay, we have 4 quadrants, I would still say you're going to split up your chronological essay into 4 different groups. So what I would do is like the day it started, and then somewhere in between, and then another in between, and then where we're at now, probably. So like March 12th is when it started. March 16th, I moved out of my house and moved in with a friend, so that was kind of crazy because my lease was up on my apartment. So anyway, so that was like March 16th, so I'm going like gonna chunk it out into different timelines. So chronological essays are easy for like transitional words because you can be like on March 16th, blah 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 blah. After this, on March blah 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 blah, this happened. So chronological essays are like just easy to have those transitional words because you're like, you know, first mix last kind of thing. But yeah, you would just do a timeline, do like order of events, like what's happening in your life. My requirement though would be like to have it over the quarantine, so it's like so we can all relate to it, you know what I mean? So like your audience is going to be relating to it. It's going to be easy for you to write because it's fresh in our brain and everything. So that's what my suggestion would be for that when you go to write this essay. So like I said, I would chunk it again into 4 groups, so you're still going to have those 6 paragraphs. So remember, you have your intro and then your bodies and then your conclusion. So body paragraphs would be 4 if we chunk it out into sections, okay? You're still going to do the same for the writing process, okay? Your pre-writing is going to be your graphic organizer over here. And then your drafting, you're going to take your graphic organizer, put it onto paper, start typing about it, like just relay your memory, like what has happened in this timeline, okay? I really do think this one is super easy because you're like, again, it's fresh in our mind, okay? And it's going to be relatable to everybody around us. And then you're going to do the revise and editing steps just like I had said previously. It's the same concept. You're just going to switch it up. With revising, the big thing with timelines is that it's easy to like catch a mistake. So like if I'm like March 23rd and then down here I'm talking about like March 13th, whoa, you can't go like that. It has to go in chronological order. March 13th comes before March 23rd. So you have to be sure that you're doing it correctly like that. So for revising, that's one thing to watch for in chronological order. Make sure it's in chronological order. Don't go one date and then come back to another date that's before that date and make it confusing for your reader. Your reader's like, wait, what? So, and then you edit and publish it, okay? You still have your hook, you have your thesis. It's like the same concept, just a different text structure, okay? Something similar to chronological, and this is going to be like our option number 3. So option 1 is your spatial essay. Option 2 would be your chronological order essay. And then option 3 would be, it's called sequential. So for chronological and sequential, they get intertwined a lot. So chronological is order over time, whereas sequential is like order of events. So like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. When I think of sequential, I always like think about directions or instructions or cooking. Honestly, like there's a lot of recipes, so that's why what kind of got me thinking about doing a sequential essay. So your option number 3 could be a sequential essay. So what I would suggest with this is, so what I've been doing a lot of the time when I'm not doing my online teaching stuff is I've been like baking and cooking with my friend. So we have been like doing a lot of different stuff, throwing a lot of stuff together, making different recipes and everything. So like if you've been doing something similar, this would be a great essay. So like step 1, if you're going to be baking like we did these wonton tacos. So step 1 for the wonton tacos would be this. So you're going to do like 4 main steps. That way we're staying intact with the 4 paragraphs, okay? So you want to keep those 4 body paragraphs, so it's kind of like goes with each other and has the same requirements for each essay. So if I'm doing sequential, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and then you are going to describe each step. So again, it's kind of like a description thing, but you're going in it's a step-by-step process. That's how I think about sequential. If you're one of the people at home that's like sewing or doing crafts or something, teach somebody how to do something. So like essentially sequential essays are going to be like a teaching part. So take your time and teach somebody. So like say you want to do like a colored canvas or something for your neighbor friend down the street because you haven't seen them forever. So tell how to do that. Okay, so again, you have your hook, you have your thesis, it's the same thing. For this, it would almost be easier to have like a good hook and a good hook to grab the readers in, because you could be like, have you ever made blah 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 while in quarantine? So grab your reader's attention, pull them in, hook them in. So that could be your sequential, but your pre-writing. For pre-writing, I would just do a 1, 2, 3, 4 step-by-step process. So like 1, it's kind of like note-taking almost. So step 1, buy the ingredients. Okay, what ingredients do you need? Step 2, prepare the ingredients. Okay, how do you prepare? Step 4, make the ingredients. How do you make them? And then step 5, serve. So how do you serve it? So if you're doing something like a food group or something, that could be how you do the pre-writing. It's like an outline. Like a lot of you do outlines in writing anyways. So this would be a good example and a good practice for doing an outline. And then revision and editing, same thing. Just make sure with revising, it's kind of similar to using the chronological order form. Make sure that you are like staying in order. Like don't go back to step 1. Oh yeah, I forgot in step 1 you do this, blah blah blah. No, take that, put it up into step 1. So yeah, there are a couple options. So if you're not into the spatial essay, do the chronological or the sequential if you feel like that's a better option. Those are just different types of text structures and how to organize your text. And again, like guys, utilize this time to like better yourselves as readers and writers, because those are things that are going to get you far in life, and those are like important skills and stuff to have. Take time to like take some enjoyment out of this adversity. Make your papers funny or humorous or something. This is crazy time in our lives, guys. Like, make the most out of it. Just live it up, okay? Take this essay and run with it. Tell a story. Chronological order, that's all about telling stories, okay? So tell a story about how you feel going through this and what your thought processes and everything. Thank you for tuning in and listening. And again, I'm Miss Ham. I'm from Adams Middle School in North Platte. I teach 7th grade English, and really, really missing it right now. So thanks for tuning in and watching, and I hope you guys are having a good quarantine, I guess. So we'll see you later.